Anthony Kirby from the New Home Sales Institute. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an intro call to a client and book in an appointment, and how to improve your conversion of that call to an appointment. Because most people are frustrated right now when we speak to them that they're getting leads through live chat or their website or realestate.com house and land packages or OneRoof if you're in New Zealand. And, you pick up the phone and you say, hey, I've got your inquiry, and it doesn't seem to go anywhere, kind of gets stuck in the loop. And then it's kind of like, well, how do we take it to the next level, and how do we move it into a conversation that's going to generate more opportunities for you and your business? Okay. So what I want to do is share my screen and start going through this. Before we do that, though, before I share my iPad and draw this out for you, the reason this is happening, the reason you're getting kind of stuck in the loop of getting the inquiry but not getting the meeting, is most people are overqualifying. You're going too quickly into sales mode rather than discovery mode, and staying in that moment and getting the client involved with the emotional side of the build. You'll know if you've got that problem if your conversion of initial inquiry to a meeting booked is less than 30%. So if you're making 10 calls to your initial leads and you're getting less than 3 sit-down meetings, you're not doing this the way you could be. So this video is going to help you fix that. Right, let's go to the iPad. Now, this framework that I'm going to teach you is part of our bigger Sales Every Week program, which involves all of these parts that you see on the screen. But what we're going to focus on right now is this part down here, which is under the acquisition part of the process. And it's about having the right process. And this forms one tiny part of our sales process. Our overall process is called the 4 gates. And this is what we call the intro call framework. All right, I would encourage you to save this because you're going to want to watch it again. So the first thing you want to do when you get on the phone with your client is you're going to want to ask for permission to continue. Now, what most people do is when they make the call, it sounds like this. It'll sound like, hey, have I got John there? Yeah, got you. Hey, John, my name's Anthony Kirby from Joe Bloggs Building Company. Have you got a few seconds to chat, or have you got a few minutes? And it's too blasé, it's too vague. Most people will just say, hey, I'm busy, can you call me back? And then you end up in this kind of cycle of having to follow people up. So the question you want to ask, the specific question, is, have you got 30 seconds to chat? That's going to be your intro every time, okay? Have you got 30 seconds to chat? Everyone's got 30 seconds to chat. Now, once you got that bit out of the way, then we're going to want to move immediately into question mode. Now, what most people do here is they make the mistake of saying, hey, I've got your inquiry, John. Have you got a few minutes to chat? John says yes. And then it goes, hey, John, I've got your inquiry about the house that you've inquired about on our website, or the house and land package. Hey, where's your block of land? Have you got your finance? And we go straight to qualifying. So what we want to avoid at all costs is hard qualifying. We've tested this thousands of times with our students and our members. And the question you want to ask, because it's open and it lets them share what is on their mind, not what's on your mind, is this. What's the situation? Great question. That's the question you want to ask. What's the situation? And then you want to do what great salespeople do and shut up and let them speak. Okay. Now, the trick here is listen to what they're telling you. Most people in their mind are already going to the next stage of the sales process, and they're listening, but they're not actively listening. They're not engaged. They're just going, hey, what's the situation? And then, John tells you all about what's going on for him and Mary and the kids. And you go, yeah, that's great. Where are you looking to build? Or what's your time frame? Or when do you want to come in? And you go straight in for the kill. This is kind of like going to a nightclub, right? Walking in and going up to the best looking guy or girl in the place and going, hey, can I have a kiss? It's exactly the same, right? You want to do the nightclub test on yourself, and you want to just see, am I doing enough to build rapport? Am I understanding them a little bit more than I could? So ask this question. Hey, John, what's the situation? And then just shut up. Let them speak, okay? The next thing we want to do when John has finished telling us, of course, ask the follow-up questions, dive deeper if you need to. The rule that we have with all of our students is ask one more question. So if John says, well, actually, Kirby, situation is that we're looking to build, we're moving from Townsville to Brisbane, getting a job transfer, don't miss that opportunity. Use that opportunity to say, oh, fantastic. How long have you been in Townsville? What's bringing you to Brisbane? What's the job? You know, basics. Build rapport. Slow down. You're not going to sell the house on the first call. Slow down. All right. So once we've asked what the situation is, what we want to do then is we want to ask, hey, John, have you guys built before? Simple. Now, why do we want to know that? There's going to be two outcomes to this. It's going to be yes or no. Have you built before, John? Yeah, we have. What's the next question going to be? Who with? How was it? How was your experience? Did you enjoy it? Was it terrible? And then when John goes, no, we haven't built before. Okay, no problem. Or yes, we have built before. Hey, great. Who with? If they are in the local area still, by the way, really good little pro tip here. John's built before. Guess what you're going to say? Who'd you build with? Oh, we built with XYZ Builders. Fantastic. How was it? Yeah, it was okay. Are they still on your shopping list this time around? How long ago was it? Like, ask more questions. Be more curious. I promise it'll get you more appointments. It's pretty simple. Now, if they say, whatever the answer is, by the way, the next question is where we switch the client from logic to emotion. All right? Because everyone starts with logic. So, have you got time to talk? Yes. What's the situation? Tell me about the situation. Have you built before? They're all logic questions. They're never going to get you a sale or an appointment. The question you want to ask now is, how are you feeling about the build? Now, here's the tag. That question on its own is no good. And I'll give you the role play of this now. Hey, John, have you built before? Kirby? No, I haven't. How are you feeling about it? Nervous? Excited? Nervous? Excited? You got to say that part. Because what happens is there's a line of emotion, right? Where's excited? Excited, of course, all the way up here. Where's nervous? Somewhere down here. Sad face. Right. What you want to do is offer that because it gives you somewhere on that scale. It gives you an answer based on where they're at. So you're going to start to enter the conversation in their mind. So when they say, actually, we're a bit of both, Kirby. We're a bit nervous. We're a bit excited. Hey, I understand that, John. It's normal to feel nervous and excited. All of our clients do. Now, what you're doing is you're normalizing something that feels big for them. You're taking a concept that in their mind is like, whoa, this is so overwhelming. And you're going, mate, you're not alone. Everyone we deal with feels like this. And suddenly in his mind, there's a small little switch that goes off. This is doable for us. And then it becomes aspirational instead of scary. Okay? So first thing, 30 seconds to chat. Second thing, what's the situation? Third thing, have you built before? Fourth thing, how you feeling? Nervous? Excited? Fifth thing, geez, that's a bit of a tongue twister at 6:30 at night, is, hey, look, we call this big to small, right? So, hey, John, understand how you're feeling. This is a big process. What we've done is made it really small. So that's easy for you. The reason we've done that is, and then you can go and tell the story that's relevant to your business. Now, we teach a framework for that. It's called the 79-21. If you want to know what it is, just type in 79 below and we'll get it to you. But we teach a specific way to explain this process. But basically it's, hey, John, this is a big process. There's 138 people involved in building a house. We've taken that massive process with lots of complex moving parts. We've distilled it into 4 easy steps. Do you want to know what they are? Do you want to know what they are? So big to small, big, small. Do you want to know how? Now, I've been doing this a long time, 20-something years. I still remember when I discovered this part of this process that I've been teaching for 11 years directly to consultants. I still remember the client's name, still friends with them. And it was like a light bulb went off for them, and it was like a light bulb went off for me. And when you do this, it'll be like a light bulb's gone off for you and for your client too, right? So when you say, hey, do you want to know how we do this? Guess what they're going to do? No one's going to say, no, I do not want to know how to make my build easier. I just prefer the complex version. No one ever says that. Everyone goes, yeah, of course I want to know how to make it easy. Then what you do is you explain your process. Now, again, we teach this. It's called the 4-Gate selling system. Again, if you want it, tell us. We'll give it to you. We'll make a video like this. And then what you do is explain your process. So for us, we explain it really simply. And I would recommend you draw this out. So it's, hey, John, first thing we're going to do, you and me and Mary, we're going to have a chat about your block of land. Have you got one yet? And then, of course, you can start to slowly qualify them. Warm qualification. If they haven't got a block of land, then, of course, you can talk about the next step. If you've got a block of land or not is irrelevant. We can still have a chat about design. You, me, and Mary can talk about what's important to you in the house. And again, there's processes to all of this as part of this big picture over here, right? But I'm just giving you the overview so you can go and make some things happen in your business and get some sales. So land, then design. Then once we've done that, then we can figure out some costs, give you an idea on some pricing. And then from there, we can get you into the process. We call this a prelim in our training. You can call it whatever you like. It might be a deposit, prelim agreement, initial appointment, deposit, whatever. But basically, we explain that process. 3 steps, 4 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Big to small. Just like we did here, right? Where I said, here's this big process. I'm going to teach you one tiny part of it. It's called the intro call. Big to small. Keep it easy. Now, what's going to happen then? John's going to think like, geez, this sounds all right. This sounds really simple. You've taken the time to understand the situation. You've got a bit of an idea of the emotion. You've explained the process. Now, the final thing that you want to do is what we call CTA. Call them to action. Hey, John, here's what I think. Now, remember, your job is not to sell. Your job is to facilitate. If you want to sell the old way, then sell. If you want to sell the new way that's going to work in 2026 and beyond, you need to become a facilitator of the process, not a salesperson. And the way that we do that is we guide. We don't tell, we guide. And this is how it sounds. Hey, John, after all of that, here's what I think we should do. The right next step from where I'm sitting is that I think we should catch up and have a 20-minute chat. Now listen to how I'm saying this. 20 minutes. That's not come in and have a 90-minute chat with me. 20-minute chat. 20 minutes. Everyone's got 20 minutes, especially now that you've made them realize this process is doable for them and they're aspiring to the next step. Have you got 20 minutes for a chat? Now, John, we can do that one of 2 ways. We can do it in person. Obviously, if John's in Townsville, that might be a bit difficult in this situation. We can do it in person, or we can do it on Zoom or Teams. Which one would you prefer? Notice it's not, would you like to have a meeting? Because if we say, would you like to have a meeting? John's like, just send me an email. And then you go, okay, John, I'll send you my email with all my brochures attached, and nobody reads it. No one cares about your brochures, right? Now, the thing you got to remember, information's already available. They don't need you for information anymore. Old way, send them information. New way, you are the source that guides them. The information's already on ChatGPT, it's in the Facebook groups, it's on your Trustpilot reviews. You're not going to win because you've got better information than someone else. You're going to win because you're better at guiding them than someone else. All right? So what you do is you offer an either or. Would you like to meet in person or online? And then you're going to book them in. And that is the intro call. Simple. Go do this and let me know when it works, because it will. And if you have had calls with clients already where they haven't booked an appointment, do me a favor and call them back and do this. And just say, hey, look, John, I know we spoke last week. I felt like the chat was a bit brief. Can we just re-go over things? I just want to see where things are at again. What was the situation? Bang, and start right back at this again, okay? And you watch what happens. You'll start making more appointments because they see you as the guide. As long as you follow the rest of the structure, you'll start to sell more houses. You'll get sales every week, which is what the promise of this training is. So go ahead and try it. Let us know in the comments when it works. And if you want the description of how we explain this part of the process, which we call 7921, just pop 79 in the comments for me and I'll grab it for you, okay? Have an awesome day. Hope this was helpful. See ya.